Greetings, YouTube. It is I, Karma, coming to another issue of Total Brohammer here. A little Empire action, 1v1, Empire versus Skaven. Trying to end the Vermintide before it begins here against Habu, who cares? But I play this guy a bunch of times. He's a nice fellow, I suppose, and I've never spoken to him, but every time we play, it's always a fun match. So here we go, quickly into army comps. So as you can see, it kind of looks like it's in their favor a little bit. I don't know. But I wanted to do something a little funky here. Let me turn out the volume a bit. The pilot, clap your hands. Yeah, interesting. Anyways, yeah, so what I wanted to do here was something a little funky. So as you can see, I brought Volkmar the Grim, and I brought a bunch of spears in the front line. I think they don't have shields. They do have shields. Never mind, I lied. They have shields. I brought some chevroned up swordsmen who actually have really decent stats. I mean, for they do cost around 800 to spend, but you're getting 30 and 42. That's pretty solid. And weapon strength 28 is pretty weak. But again, these units don't really have armor period or a lot of armor, you know, especially Skaven. They're probably gonna bring a lot of plague monks, not a lot of storm vermin. So it's not, they're gonna trade all right with the plague monks, and they cost about the same, so it's not bad. I like the Tattersouls. Souls. I mean, they're not the greatest unit in the world, but they have really high melee attack, really high weapon strength, and 8,500 health, which is just a ton. And they have all like 120 units, so they can spread out and do a lot of damage very quickly. Obviously, they're not survivable, but they are unbreakable, so not a bad little unit. Then I have little spears over here, and I wanted to deploy on this map just to take advantage of the map here. And what I really want to show off in this, and obviously the most interesting part of my army is I brought 4 free company militia and hid them in the woods here, and I put the Zentler's Rice Guard to sort of protect them in case there was forward deployed Skaven. The idea being here is that, you know, they do decent armor missile damage, 17, and their stats aren't terrible, so they'll be able to beat up Skaven slaves. They'll be able to beat up clan rats a little bit, or at least trade okay with them. Then the Withering Fire should be able to deal with plague monks and other maybe rat ogres. Really is what I brought them for, in case they brought a lot of rat ogres, which are dangereux, très dangereux, vraiment dangereux for the Empire. Anyways, but the real feature here is the Hammer of Witches just fucks up Warp Lightning Cannons. As you can see here, the battle's just begun, and I've taken down already 1 Warp Lightning Cannon. And that's the thing about Warp Lightning Cannons, is they're not very good anti-artillery. They're good against large targets, but as you can see here, maybe it's the angle, maybe it's the map. There's a lot of different reasons, but they're just really horrible at hitting enemy artillery. Like Eagle Claw bow throwers will just wreck them so quickly, and so will lightning lizards, and a lot of different things will just take them down because their models are so big. Look at these things; they're huge. Their hitboxes are massive, whereas these guys are like tiny, low to the ground, just little I don't know. Except for these little eagle, whatever these griffins things are, you know, they're pretty tiny. There's not a whole lot of flint on them, and then of course the skull with this, you know, the Warhammer loved its skulls. Ooh, some guy got fucking toasted here. These 3 guys, look at them, all the same like pose. Oh, wonderful! Like it's like synchronized dying. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, and my opponent brought here, so 2 Warp Lightning Cannons, laser cannons, a bunch of slave spears, some plague monks, which are solid against the Empire, because Empire really has no answer to them. And then, what are these guys over here? Some Poison Wind Globadiers. We've got Lord Skrull, which is the best lord, with an assassin, and Warlock Engineer. What's he rocking? Of course, just the spiteful, whatever it's called, something spite. Warp Storm Armor, rather. Never mind. And Howling Warp Gale, in case I brought Carl Franz or something. Interesting. Okay, so as you can see, the battle's getting underway. I've already been able to snipe out 1 whole Warp Lightning Cannon, and it's been maybe a minute. So that's really impressive, and then it's going to go to work on these guys over here. My opponent is lining up his army, but he's going to realize he has to charge very quickly because he is losing this artillery fight very badly. And I've taken almost no damage on the Hammer of Witches. So the Hammer of Witches is actually a very, you know, strong pick against Skaven if you expect artillery. Again, I don't know that Skaven will always bring artillery against Empire. It's not really, they have a lot to fear in terms of large targets. Maybe Knights and Cav. I guess Cav is really dangerous against Skaven. So yeah, so maybe the Hammer of Witches does have a place. So you can see right away he starts charging, and I'm like, okay, he's gonna come, he's gonna wrap around. I'm on this little stop here, so I'm gonna move my pardon me, my Tattersouls over here. I spring the trap here with these Reichsguard. I'm gonna nice charge on these Skaven slave spears, and it will decimate them. As you can see, a ton of like half damage. They're already ready to flee, and then I want them right out. The thing here is I'm trying to cause some disruption. I am moving my militia back, so the trap has been sprung, although not ideally because we're kind of cornered at the end of the map here. I don't mind these guys fighting against Skaven slaves. They will pound them, so I don't really mind that fight. I am just trying to, you know, interrupt their charges all across the front line of these Reichsguard. Not here to really get damaged, again, just to interrupt the charge. So when I charge my swordsmen in, they won't be as wrecked on their by a counter charge from the plague monks. So just disrupting some lines. Of course, I have the Sigmar Sons here, if I forgot to mention those guys. they're going to do very well against Plague Monks. Again, they will not retreat. You can see over here, Free Company Militia is, holding their own against Skaven Slave Spears, and they're about to lose. They're about to flee, and they're going to go right off the map. Now they're firing as they're shooting. That's cool. They're killing and shooting, and they're just being general bros. Over here, I get a nice little banishment. Just starts wrecking these units that were clumped up over here. To little damage to my own swordsman. And of course, Volkmar's getting in there. It is a dangerous position for him because there's that little hero goon squad, but he's got healing, so I'm not too concerned. My Hammer of Witches doesn't really have a place anymore, but it's still firing. Over here, revealed 2 Gunners with poison. I did charge my Rice Guard in, and they are going to take some serious damage from those Gunners with poison. And I guess I forgot them here for a bit as I had the Ton of Souls, and just wanted to make sure my back line is secure. Over here, I'm getting some good fire on. Obviously, they're going to lose to Plague Monks, but they're all just a hold. And you can see they're getting a lot of shots, and it's doing a lot of damage. So the longer they hold, and this line holds, I can do a ton of damage. Great spell from my opponent here, just wipes out a bunch of my Free Company Militia, but there's a lot going on here. It's a multi-tiered battle. Over here, I activate my Rice Guard, and I get them into these Gutter Runners, and they will chase them down. The Tattersouls here obviously are unbreakable, and they will probably win this fight against Skaven Slaves and Plague Monks, but just in case, I send them some spears to help them out. Over here, the Gold Bombardiers are lowering in on Volkmar, so I'm like, alright, let's get Volkmar out of there. Let's move around. He is trying to break up my militia, so I'm split them off in 3 different directions, and I bring some reserve spears. Oh, I also brought the Celestial Bushes with Lord of Heavens, just for the Wind Blast, and what's the other one he has? I think Harmonic Convergence, Wind Blast, and when he gets a nice little charge, his game's like for stealth and route. Wind Blast, Harmonic Convergence, and Curse of the Midnight Wind. Solid stuff. Let's tear it down even a little bit here. Okay, so you can see they're charging in. The Empire's going. Over here, so the Plague Monks did manage to rout off these Free Company Militia, and they're going to go right off the map just because of where I positioned them. But that's okay. Otherwise, we're cleaning up some of their Skaven Slave Spears. Volkmar's still in decent health wherever he's rolling around. Yeah, he's healing. He's doing his thing. The Hammer of Witches, again, don't really have much of a place for them. I think I took them off Fire at Will. So they're just standing there, not doing much, which is no good. But there's not really a lot of great targets over here. I have some fighting over here, Bozeman Glove-Fears, who are really their best option for Volkmar. But I bring Volkmar in here, and he's going to start, wrecking face. He's got that sweet Pimp Chariot. He's just got the Griffin holding a hammer. If a Griffin wasn't scary enough, has a hammer, it is even more terrifying. It is sentient and able to fight with weapons. You have this guy, he's got a book, he's got a mace that's bright, he's got his shit's on fire. I mean, there's a lot going on here. And to the Skaven, that's terrifying. They're not going to be able to mess with all that flare. Volkmar's got the flare, bro. He's got the mad flare. Skaven are in trouble. You can see I got a Wind Blast in there. It does a lot of damage to these guys. Rice Guard cleaned up one of those Gutter Runners, coming back to the other one. These Spearmen, I send them out to try and sandwich those guys. Over here, Skrolk is going to, he's fighting Spearmen. It's really not a good engagement for him. He's not going to be doing enough damage really that quickly. I chase off an Assassin with Volkmar, and you can see the routes starting to sort of mount for the Skaven over here. They're really blocked up on this thing. I don't know why these guys aren't firing. Maybe they didn't have fire at will. They're just looking at each other. Little Miss Micro. We forgot them in the woods, the two of us. So yeah, they're just having a good time, just saying hello. Maybe they're like trading insults, like a Yo Mama fight or something. Over here, the Rice Guard are cleaning up again. Going around, the Tattersouls have won that engagement pretty decently, pretty convincingly. So for 800 spend, they're actually not a bad unit. Over here, we've been able to push the Sumar Sons, and really it's only Skrolk is the only thing that's holding this army together. So I send Big Daddy V to go in and clean it up. VTG, OVG, original Volkmar the Grim, and he's going to come and just run right over him. And I mean, he's not a great duelist, Volkmar, by any means, but with his support and he's running over Lord Skrolk, he does have decent weapon damage. What is it? 240. I mean, obviously 25. Melee attack is terrible, but he'll be able to do a little bit of damage. Every hit he gets in is going to do solid. And then again, Skrolk is just getting taken down. And then there's these Hammer Witches, and they don't know what to do. They don't really have a place in this battle anymore. Again, these guys are still trading you mama fights. Ooh, I took them off fire at will, so now they are just starting to shoot at them. No longer words, but now bullets as well are smiting these poor Skaven. Over here, I've dropped the Grand Soul Fire. Just pop all his abilities because they're pretty good. He gets a nice, just wrecks a bunch of dudes here. Jesus, clears them with his little wind. Over here, I have the Celestial Spearman ready to take down the Warlock Engineer. I think I sent him after. I sent him after somebody. He does manage to bring back his Assassin back. Oh, that was a Wind Blast that I accidentally pressed. I meant to press Harmonic Convergence or Curse the Midnight Wind, so it actually just lasered a bunch of these trees for no reason. But hey, it all worked out in the end. And then as you can see, it's a little over. So this battle was fun for a couple of reasons. Just positioning is a little different than usual, just head-on clash. Also because of the swordsman that I brought, really just proved that the Hammer of Witches is a really powerful anti artillery sniper, at least against Skaven, because these warblending cannons are so huge that they're just so easy to bring down. And then I think Freeman Company Militia are actually a really solid unit in this matchup. I think this composition could actually work against a number of Skaven armies. You have these things take down Screaming Bells, to take down Rat Ogres, large units. You have these guys in the back line to fire into them when they do meet. These guys will hold, longer than you expect because of their 101 kills, 83 kills, and they fought pretty much to the end. So you're getting a lot of value out of these guys. You have a couple unbreakable units. You have the spears you can muck in there, so they can help fend off Rat Ogres. Volkmar obviously is a terror in the front lines, between the banishment and his big pimp flare wagon. And then Celestial Wizard I just brought for fun. I mean, there's probably better lores. Maybe Shadows would probably be the best one to bring. Shadows is solid. From Fibbling Foe, and you can also do a little Pendulum Perturber if you like. But yeah, no, it's just a fun little match, and I really enjoyed it. So GG to my opponent Haba. Looking around for different ways to use Empire efficiently and effectively, rather not efficiently, effectively, to see what the best way to, because they are, I at the beginning of Warhammer 2 they were really weak faction. I think people are now finding different ways to play with them, that they're becoming a solid tier 2 faction. Before they were tier 3. Same thing with Bretonia. Bretonia was a solid tier 3, like garbage, tier garbage, basically tier like a poop sandwich tier faction. But now, people are finding different ways to play with Bretonia. They're becoming a solid tier 3, tier 2, which isn't good, but it's better than, unusable. So anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you around the bend.